Okay, so in this video, we're going to start our first example, and this is actually going to be in the context of work. So we want to determine the work done by the force field given by xy, yz, xz in moving a particle along a curve defined by r of t equals t squared, t cubed. From t equals 0 to t equals 1. So let's think about what we're being asked to do here. When a force acts, a force from a force field acts on a curve, as you can see in my diagram, we are interested in the work done by that force, by a component of that force in the direction of the curve. So work is defined by force times the distance that the work is done, over the distance that we drag something, for example. And so work is force times distance. So here, the component of our force along t we saw earlier is just F dot t. That is a scalar component. And we multiply that by the distance, or a little piece of our curve, delta s. And that gives us the contribution of our force to a very small piece of the arc length of our curve. Of course, then we want to add all of those contributions throughout the entire curve from whatever our parameter t goes from, or s, in this case, arc length. And when we take the limit, we have our same exact vector line integral that we came up with earlier in the previous video. It's just a slightly different interpretation, right? What I had explained before was in the context of, let's say, canoeing through a water current, where the water is a velocity field. And here I'm thinking the force field, the field that we have, the vector field that we have is a force field. And we want to know what the work done is in moving a particle along a curve. So it's exactly the same vector line integral, just in the context of evaluating work. So we also saw in the previous video that there are different forms of this that will allow us to solve our integral. So we're going to write the work done is going to be this vector line integral over the curve of the dot product of f and t along a little piece of curve. And when we write this in terms of t, we know that we will have from t equals a to t equals b, our vector field evaluated along the points on the curve, dotted with r prime of t dt. And you might remember how we can go back and look at the previous video and see how we obtained this form. So this is what we're going to use to solve the problem. Our vector field, so let's do a couple of steps here. So the first thing we'll do is, we know that r of t is just t squared, t cubed. So let's go ahead and find r prime of t, because we know we will need that to do the dot product with the vector field. And so that's just going to be 1, 2t, and 3t squared. This time we don't need the magnitude like we did with scalar line integrals. We don't need the magnitude of this vector function, just the derivative of r. Okay, now we also need to express our vector field in terms of t. So our vector field above was x times y times z, and x times z. And our curve, the components of our curve, so I'm looking back here at r of t, well, x is defined as t, y is defined as t squared, and z is defined as t cubed along the curve. So we're going to write the vector field in terms of t by using these expressions for x, y, and z. And so x times y will be t cubed, y times z is t to the 5th, and x times z is t to the 4th. So we now have our vector field in terms of t. We have r prime of t, And what we need with those two vectors is we need their dot product. So our third step here is going to be, let's find the dot product of f and our prime of t, and then we will be able to evaluate a scalar function in terms of t, the integral of a scalar function in terms of t. So this is going to give us dot product of t cubed, t to the fifth, t to the fourth. This is dotted with r prime, which is 1, 2t, and 3t squared. And that's going to give us t to the third plus, multiply the second components together, I get a 2t to the sixth plus 3t to the sixth. So we get a t cubed plus 5t to the sixth. And our last step here is, well, we're ready to evaluate the integral. We have the dot product. We know t goes from 0 to 1. That was given. Our dot product that we've already calculated is t cubed plus 5t to the sixth dt. And now this is an integral of a one-dimensional scalar function with respect to t. So this becomes t to the 4 over 4, just using the power rule, plus 5t to the 7 over 7. And this is from 0 to 1, which is kind of nice, because then I can just put in 1/4 plus 5/7. And when I put in 0, I get 0, and this becomes 27 over 28. And this is in whatever work units we might be using. But this tells us the work done by the field on our curve, which also measures how much of our field is in the direction of the curve.